Hi folks, Fujifilm did just announced the new GFX100RF that is the most compact digital medium format camera you can buy. In this video I will explain you what's hot, what's not so hot. I also checked the first reviews from people that I trust, so I will give you an overview of their feedback. I didn't have the chance to play with the camera. Obviously Fujifilm didn't send me the camera because I did leak the images and specs well ahead of the announcement. So if you wanna pre-order the camera now, just watch the links I will put in the description box below this video. Those are affiliated links. It means that if you use those links to pre-order the camera, I will get a small commission and you don't pay any cent more. And that's a way to reward me for the work done when telling you we were first worldwide that this camera would be announced today. And all the specs and images I leaked were correct. So I would appreciate if you would take my links to pre-order the camera. But the important thing here is to talk about this camera, because the camera has one sole mission: to be as compact as possible. Sort of transfer the philosophy of the X100VI, that has been a terrific popular camera, into the medium format world, and I think they succeeded, but there are a couple of trade-offs you have to be aware of. Basically, Fujifilm did make 4 things to make this camera as compact as possible. First of all, the lens is positioned as close as it gets to the sensor. This is possible because obviously there is no lens mount, and that's the first step to create a very thin camera. The second thing is that they avoided to use IBIS, so this camera has no in-camera stabilization. This way, again, you save a couple of millimeter space to make the camera even more narrow. It also has a leaf shutter instead of a focal plane shutter. This means the shutter is inside the lens, and the benefit is also that you can sync your flash at any speed, so there is only a win-win situation here. And the fourth thing they did is to use a pancake lens. So this is a 35mm 4.0, which in full frame equivalent is sort of 28mm 3.1 lens. So it's really not the fastest lens, it's 3.1, but the lens is very compact, as you can see from those images, and I think overall this makes a lot of sense. The camera is also the lightest GFX camera you can buy, with 735 grams, which is about 50 grams less than the GFX50R, but the weight of the GFX100RF includes the lens, so if you are a photographer that want to have a compact camera that fits in a small bag or a larger pocket of your jacket, this is it. When it comes to medium format, there's really no other option. And now I will list to you the things I like about this camera, and there are a couple of things that I really don't like about this camera. I do like the leaf shutter, which really allows for silent shutter and also flash sync at any speed, plus it makes the camera more compact. I do like the aspect ratio dial and the crop lever that will allow you to make more quick operations with the camera. The built-in force stops and defilter is also a nice add-on. I like the new surround view function that lets you see in the viewfinder the surrounding of the image you are taking. I like that it's weather sealed, and I like that you can get the body in black or silver options, so this is also first for Fujifilm, so you will have more options when you buy this camera. But the real highlight, of course, as mentioned previously, this camera is really compact, way more compact than a Leica Q3 when it comes to the thickness. It's a bit taller, but the thickness for me is more important. It really makes a difference. So they managed to make a camera that can surpass the Leica in various aspects like portability, image quality, and also pricing, and we cannot really ask for more for this camera. The trade-off, of course, is that you don't have IBIS, which can be challenging in some conditions, for example low light, and obviously that you don't have a fast lens, so you cannot create images with great bokeh. I think I can live with a trade-off more than with the lack of the IBIS. I think IBIS would have been more important. So I think Fujifilm made a wise choice that for a 28mm lens, 3.1 aperture is enough. Check out the reviews from a couple of influencers, YouTubers that were present in Prague at the event for the launch of the camera. And the overall feeling when it comes to the camera is that, yeah, as you know, the basics are about the same as the other GF cameras, like autofocus, barely improved. Yeah, you have the new AI tools, but it's not that the autofocus itself is really faster, and obviously the image quality is about the same. They really like the handling of the camera, so all the functions are really nice. Also the new aspect ratio dial and the crop lever, they are really working. It's nice to have a physical contact with those features instead of going into the menu and wasting some time by finding the options, so that's nice. But don't expect anything that is technologically more advanced than the current GFX camera. The real limitation here is the same Sony 102 megapixel sensor we know for ages now. The only way to really improve image quality, but more importantly autofocus, would be to have a new generation of sensors. So I hope that Sony will, for the next year, hopefully launch a new sensor that both Fujifilm but also Hasselblad can have and use for the future cameras. So like for a new GFX100RF, for a new Hasselblad X3D, would be nice to have a new sensor. So just to have that near full frame autofocus performance. When it comes to image quality, I think we're all happy with the 102 megapixel resolution. That sensor is really cool. Two notes before we talk more about the GFX100RF. One is, keep in mind that Hasselblad will soon announce a new X2D2, so it should happen within a month. And this camera is basically again using the Sony 102 megapixel sensor with slightly improved autofocus, some new AI features, eye detection, that really works better, and so forth. So autofocus is the thing that really will be improved, but still they will catch up with Fujifilm, or nearly catch up with Fujifilm, but not, of course. They cannot do anything better until we don't get a new generation of faster sensors from Sony. The only camera, in my opinion, that really is missing now in the premium compact world is now the Sony RX1R3, a new generation of full-frame fixed-lens camera, because this is really the only truly compact full-frame camera available from Sony. So they made it 10 years ago. And now there is no update, so the battery life still sucks, the menu is old, and there are many things that are really very old on this camera. So a shout out to Sony engineers to please make a new camera. You can keep the same lens, the same form factor, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but just give us the new menu, a better battery life, and possibly also a new 61 megapixel sensor that you have on the A7R5. That would be nice. That would be enough to make it a popular hot seller. And this, yes, compared to the Leica Q3 and even to the Fujifilm GFX100RF, would be a truly pocketable camera, so a camera that you can carry always with you. So they are missing out a big chunk of the market, because the Ricoh is selling well, the Fujifilm X100VI is selling well, the Leica Q3 is selling well, and I suspect that this GFX100RF will also be a hot seller. Of course, it's more niche, because $4,800, €5,500, youngster will not buy it, and many normal photographers will not buy it because it's really a niche. So I think Fujifilm did a great thing here. They now have two premium fixed lens cameras. Both will be popular. One is the X100VI and one is this GFX100RF, and I think they nailed it, because the philosophy of the camera is really clear, and that's really needed when you launch a camera, that it has a clear identity, and it has. So I cannot wait to hold in my hand and use it, and I will try to get a hands-on camera next month when the camera will start to ship out. I'm really curious to feel it in my hand. Let me know again if you like this camera. I cannot wait to hold in my hand, and I think they're going to sell really a lot of those cameras. See you soon, folks.